it's all, especially in the early stage of the process, it's always the smallest things. And I can come on with somebody and they can talk negatively for the first 10 minutes and how they feel like they've let themselves down and the program might not be working for them because they've had a bad day where they feel like they've overdrank or their units have gone up on a particular week. And I'll sit and listen. And what they're not realizing is, and this all comes down to the self-loathing as well. You don't want to congratulate yourself for anything. You don't want to accept the wins for what they are, but they're always the small things. It's always like, yeah, I know I did pour the rest of my glass of wine away that night, but that's because I wasn't feeling so well. Or I didn't go in for that next beer, or I didn't agree on that social event that I was going to drink on that I didn't drink on, and just all sorts of little things where they aren't celebrating those, or always giving them reasons or excuses. That didn't happen because of that. That didn't happen because of that. But I'm sure I would have ruined it if those things hadn't happened. Whereas it's just pointing out, celebrating those small things that come along the way. Units slightly coming down. Being when they speak about being mindful about things as well. At the start, they can be a bit lost, and they're just like, "Okay, let's try this medication and see how we go." But they start to think about alcohol differently, and I can sense from their conversation and from what they're telling me, something's clicking here. That's hard to explain to them because they're like, "I'm not talking the same as I was a few weeks ago." Whereas that's my job to them to motivate them. It's just the way they talk about it, the way that they're approaching their first drink, their way they're sounding more and more committed as they go on with the process. It's all those little things, and a lot of them can be tiny little things. Like I said, not finishing the small part of a glass of wine and throwing it down the sink on a night, or not having that last beer in a bar or something, or when they're out. But also just a lot in the way that they talk about the process. For me, I have to remind them, you're talking differently about this, and I think that's something that they need to build their confidence up as you're taking them through the process.